Hayashi Megumi, beautiful and strong-willed, the girl they called Queen in high school. That day, our main character saw something he never expected. A secret he wasn't meant to find out. There were bruises all over Hayashi Megumi's arms. And when he asked her about it, tears just brushed out of her eyes. A few hours earlier, our boy Yamamoto, a first-year university student, was cleaning his apartment. So it turns out he is obsessed with cleaning. The more he cleans, the more he gets peace of mind. He feels amazing when there is no dust. So Yamamoto works as a part-timer in a convenience store at night shift. Because there are hardly any customers during night, plus late-night shifts pay better than day shift. Now Yamamoto is sitting on a chair, finding how boring this is. He even wonders if this store will survive. Just then he notices a customer. When Yamamoto is processing the customer's item, suddenly she calls out to him saying, "Long time no see." He immediately recognizes the voice. Yamamoto looks up only to find Hayashi, the popular girl from his high school days. His mouth is wide open as he is freaking out, realizing that she lives in Tokyo. She asks him if he lives around here. In reply, he says that he lives in an apartment. He also asks the same question, and she says the same. After that, she asks which university he goes to. She gets impressed when she finds out he goes to a well-known university. On the other hand, Yamamoto can't believe she is making small talk with him. It has been only 4 months since graduation, and within this small time, she changed a lot according to him. This small talk would have never happened in high school. Back in high school, we can see Hayashi was yawning when she suddenly dropped her eraser. And when Yamamoto saw it, he got confused whether to pick it up or leave it as it is. He thought to himself, if he doesn't pick it up, she will probably whine later. So he decided to pick it up, and when he did, she gave off a disgusted look. This made him wonder what her problem was. Hayashi, who was popular in high school, had a pretty face and lots of friends. Guys always confessed to her. Even Yamamoto saw one guy get turned down once, so one day when he was walking through the passway, he saw a guy confessing to Hayashi. Yamamoto sighed, realizing he will never understand what they like about her. Anyway, she turned the guy down like a total baddie, asking, "Who even are you?" Somewhere along the way, she picked up the nickname, the Arrogant Queen. That's the Hayashi Megumi he knew. But now it seems she has changed. Her blonde hair is now black. Anyway, Yamamoto thinks to himself that he has zero good memories with her, so it will be better not to get involved. He asks her if she needs a bag, and she does. When she raises her hand to pick up the bag, Yamamoto gets shocked, noticing bruises all over her hand. However, she quickly tries to hide it, but it's too late. He asks her what happened to her arm, but no sound comes from her mouth. He knows this isn't normal at all. Wearing long sleeves in the middle of summer, she must be hiding something worse underneath. She breaks the silence, saying that she got hit by her boyfriend, making him shocked. She also reveals that she lives together with her boyfriend. However, Yamamoto asks if this isn't too fast, like they just graduated from high school a few months ago. However, she gives off a sharp look, saying that he always says too much. She starts to leave while Yamamoto is left thinking if he pissed her off, although she had always hated her anyway. If that's the case, he can't figure out why she said that. About her boyfriend hitting her, this makes him think if she had shown her weakness. But this is strange for this arrogant queen. While he thinks all of this, he notices her going back home. That is when he thinks, what if her boyfriend hits her again? Yamamoto knows he can't let that happen, so he calls out her name. Yamamoto looks nervous but determined as he steps forward, telling Hayashi to stay at his place tonight. Hayashi glares back at him, flustered and defensive, demanding to know what he means. Yamamoto shrinks a little, admitting that her glare is scary, but he insists. He won't do anything, and if she doesn't trust him, she can even take his spare key. He offers to crash at an internet cafe himself, but begs her not to go home tonight. Instead, he suggests she try talking to her parents, or better yet, return home to them. Hayashi's expression shifts, her eyes shadowed as she reveals that her parents disowned her. When she told her parents she was moving in with her boyfriend, they lost it, warned her they'd cut her off completely if she went through with it. Yamamoto is stunned by the revelation. Hayashi finishes quietly, her voice heavy with the weight of the admission. Her parents disowned her. Anyway, he sighs, telling her not to go home, and he goes to grab the spare key while informing her that he will text the address. But she says that she doesn't need the key because she will wait until his shift ends. She says this as her hands shake. 1 hour left till his shift ends, so he suggests she read manga in the meantime. She just nods. Yamamoto can't stop thinking how she, known as the queen in high school and always surrounded and loved by lots of people, has become like this. This doesn't feel like her as he thinks of the bruise in her arm. An hour later, they reached their destination. She finds his apartment neat while he goes to get her some barley tea. The queen is in his room. This feels so unreal to him. This is nerve-wracking to him, although he isn't planning to do anything to her. She sips the tea and says she owes him now. However, he doesn't see this in that way. He just did what any good person would. She then proceeds to tell him about her boyfriend, telling him that her boyfriend probably was in a bad mood. Usually he doesn't hit her, only when work goes badly or something. She knows that she needs to support him. However, Yamamoto says that the high school version of her would never say something like that. She just tells him to shut up as she reminds him that people change. After thinking about the situation, Yamamoto says that she can stay the night, also adding, "We help each other while we can." Hayashi smiles as she thanks her and says that what he is saying, the high school him, wouldn't have said either. After that, she goes to take a shower and borrows his clothes. Yamamoto is sweating, thinking that Hayashi is in her bathroom. After a while, she comes out feeling good while mentioning that his bathroom is way too clean. His cheeks get red, but suddenly he notices that her legs are full of bruises. Dark blue bruises can be seen everywhere in her both legs. She says that this looks pretty bad while mentioning that her boyfriend is hopeless. However, Yamamoto says that these bruises look old, realizing this isn't the first time she gets beaten up by her boyfriend. She glares back at him asking what. Yamamoto gets a hit that those eyes are telling him not to go that deep. However, he decides to go anyway, and tells that she shouldn't be with someone like that. However, she asks what he would know. In response, he says that it's his opinion, and whether she follows or not is up to her. He states the obvious fact that her boyfriend hits her when he is stressed, and she still wants to support her. In his mind, he wonders when she became like this. He used to hate her in high school. It is obvious to him that she is being used by her boyfriend. Even if he never thanks you, even if it ruins you, if you are going back, I won't stop you, says Yamamoto. However, he can't not understand why he is getting angry inside. The room fills with silence, making him wonder if he went too far and made her pissed. If she doesn't take it seriously, there's nothing more he can do. Anyway, she is getting sleepy, so he tells her to use the bed while he sleeps on the floor. However, he advises her to take time and think it over. Realizing he sounds like some enlightened monk, Hayashi now gets why he still doesn't have any girlfriend. Realizing why he is still single, he just lays on the ground. But there's no way he can fall asleep because there is a girl in his room. She rolls back toward him and asks, "Hey, wanna do it?" Thunder struck in his pants, making the beast that resides in his pants waking it up. The beast half awake makes a little bulge. On the other hand, Yamamoto is freaking out. He wonders if she is just playing around with him. Suddenly, he gets jump-scared with a sudden back hug by her. He asks her what she is doing. In response, she just says, "So you are awake?" Making him realize that she hugged him just to check whether he was asleep or not. Their legs intertwine as she whispers to his ear that it was just a hug, nothing more. On the other hand, the little beast that resides inside his pants is jumping up and down. Yamamoto asks who said she could hug him. "So I need permission now?" she says. He thinks to himself that she should get permission from her boyfriend, then he realizes that it's the wrong time to bring it up. Seeing how he is freaking out, she asks if he is a virgin. Yamamoto, who doesn't want to reveal that his little toy has never been played by any girls, says he is not. However, it is obvious to her that he is a virgin, not to mention how he was bluffing. As her super soft balls squish against his back, she mentions that it was cute how he was trying to lie. Blushed, he grabs her arm, placing it around his chest while telling her to shut up. Her voice lowers as she reveals that her boyfriend wasn't like that. He used to be kind, and he would go along with all her whims. But once they started living together, he changed. He would hit her whenever his mood dipped. His feelings are just messed up. He'd say things like, "You don't even earn money." But when she offered to work, he said, "What even a high school grad even do?" The room fills with silence. "This isn't exactly a fun story. Go ahead and sleep," she says. In response, Yamamoto says, "You have been through a lot," making her shocked. She asks what that was, but he tells her to forget it. However, she keeps nagging him, but he closes his eyes while telling her to sleep. She thinks he is hopeless. Anyway, she smiles, realizing that she hasn't heard that in a long time. And just like that, they started living together. The next day, Yamamoto wakes up and his eyes instantly fall on her. Her legs and arms are filled with bruises. She is still asleep. As his eyes are in her cute face, he realizes that she has seriously changed. Yamamoto goes to make breakfast. After some time, she wakes up like a baby, saliva drooling from her mouth. Yamamoto asks if her body hurts. Wishing him a good morning, she lets him know that her whole body is sore. In response, he reminds her that he has told her to use the bed, but she tells him not to worry about it that much. She finds him cooking yakisoba, so she asks if he can cook. He answers that he can, but little. The cooking is done, and she takes a bite. She instantly brightens up by the taste. "This is amazing," she comments. He just thanks her while he uses the phone. She finds his manners terrible. He puts back the phone, realizing that he made a bad habit of using phone when eating. Anyway, she thanks her for the food, not to mention it was delicious. Well, he just followed the instructions and it tasted like it was from the store. She offers to wash the dishes, but he refuses as she is a guest. But she insists, saying that this will be payment for the food and shelter. However, he says that would be unnecessary. Anyway, she asks if he has any hair tie, and he doesn't, so she ties her hair with ribbon. As she was washing the dishes, he glances at her and thinks to himself that she should relax while she is here. However, his cheeks are red because of her beauty. After some time, they sit down ready to talk about what's next. Yamamoto says that it's all up to what she wants to do. But she's scared that she will regret making the wrong choice. He advises her to see her situation objectively. Then, she should decide. If she really thinks it through, she won't regret it later. But she is still worried because emotions play a big role here. So to her, saying, "You will never regret it," is impossible. In response, he says it's not impossible because he is here. She is shocked by this. Anyway, he explains that if she is scared to decide alone, she should talk to someone. Like, she can talk to him. To her, this doesn't feel like him at all. He almost sounds like dependable. "That's not true. Honestly, I'm just being selfish and trying to push my opinion onto you," he states. She laughs, mentioning how he is always roundabout. With that, he says that let's think this together. She agrees, so he asks her to say more about her relationship. So she told everything that happened ever since she came to Tokyo. She joked here and there to lighten the mood, but the story was far from amusing. As she is speaking, he notices her smile and wonders why. She continues, "But he wasn't angry all the time. He'd apologize too." Her boyfriend always says sentences like these, "I'm sorry I hit you, I won't do it again, please forgive me." Yamamoto speaks up, saying that domestic violence follows a cycle. A period of violence, then regret or self-loathing, then a phase where everything irritates him, even tiny things. She is surprised to realize that he knows a lot, but actually he looked up online while she was washing the dishes. He asks if she ever talked about this other than him. Well, she is not. He didn't expect this because she used to have a lot of friends. Anyway, he asks where her phone is. She doesn't have one. Her boyfriend said she doesn't need a phone since she has him. This makes Yamamoto ask if her boyfriend broke her phone, but she doesn't say anything. She reveals that she lost all her contracts and her BF won't let her have a new phone. So she was stuck. Realizing how bad the situation is and how inhuman her boyfriend is, Yamamoto made up his mind. No matter what it takes, he'll make her cut ties with that bastard. She reveals that sometimes he hits her, but he has a sweet side too. Well, this made him wonder how the hell he will convince her. Out of the blue, she says that she will break up with him. She admits that talking with him helped her a lot, like it showed new lights. Not only that, she realized that her boyfriend is just using her, all thanks to him. Yamamoto points out the obvious fact that her boyfriend won't accept the breakup because abusers cling to their victims. There is a chance that he will retaliate. This makes her scared. Anyway, Yamamoto has a proposal.